We like making raspberry ice cream around here. Good fall treat with the fall raspberries. Just going to go through the list of ingredients here. Put a pretty heavy teaspoon of salt into a bowl and then mix in some sugar with it. In this case, 2.5 cups of sugar works really good for a 4-quart recipe of ice cream. And then once you get that made, we're just going to push that off to the side. And we're going to put about 2.5 cups of half and half together with some vanilla and with some heavy whipping cream. Now again, some recipes have this proportionated a little differently, but this is the way I like it, so I've kind of tweaked it to the point that I like. So 2.5 cups of half and half, and then I like to add a good 2 teaspoons of vanilla because I like my raspberry ice cream to have a little bit of a vanilla-y flavor to it. And then I'm going to add the whipping cream. A lot of recipes call for 5 cups, but I really like 4 cups. Seems like 5 gives it too heavy of an ice cream thickness to it. So again, I use 4 cups of heavy whipping cream, which works really good for me, okay? We're going to leave both of those sit over there on the counter, and we're going to go over and take some 2% milk. I think that works best. And we're going to add 2.5 cups of 2% milk to a pan here. And we're going to get it warm. We're not scalding or boiling this at all. We're just getting it nice and warm so that we can take that sugar-salt mixture and get it to dissolve into the milk. Again, we don't want it real hot, so it just takes a couple minutes to get that milk warm and then dissolve the sugar and salt together into that milk and make sure it's all dissolved in. It's very, very important if you want a nice homogenized flavor of ice cream. And then while we let this just kind of sit, we're going to work on those raspberries. Now we have a couple cups here of fresh raspberries that we just picked here in the fall because we have fall bearing raspberries. What I like to do is take a whipping stick and just beat the crap out of it. If you put the raspberries in whole, you're going to have frozen large raspberry chunks. And sometimes that's real hard for people to chew and eat in their ice cream. So again, I just whip it up into a pulp. That's the best, okay? Now we're going to take that milk that's been sitting there with the sugar and salt mixing in it, and we're going to add the cream from before to it. We're not cooking it, we're not heating it. All we're doing here is stirring it and mixing it all together. Once we get this all mixed together well, we're going to put it in our electric ice cream containers tin, which is what I'm doing right here. And at that point, we're ready here to get this chilled before we make the ice cream. I like to put this into the refrigerator for give or take probably at least an hour. So I'm going to assemble it. I'm going to put it together. It's just a simple container with a kind of like a spatula inside to help it turn, and I'm just going to refrigerate that for an hour. After it's been refrigerated for an hour, I'm going to take it out, and now I'm going to add the raspberries to it. I didn't add them before because they would just all settle to the bottom very quickly and become kind of a chunk of just raspberry. This way, the mixture has gotten cold, it's gotten a little bit thicker, and when I add my raspberries to it, I'm ready to start the churning process to make the ice cream, which will keep the raspberries more in suspension. So again, I'm going to take those raspberries that we had whipped up. I'm just going to dump them into the mixture now, and then we're going to be basically ready to let this go for an hour in the electric ice machine, and that electric ice cream machine is just going to make the ice cream for us. Obviously, you can see I've got a big bucket there of salt, and I've got a Tupperware tin there filled with ice. And that's how I'm going to make it. So I'm going to basically stick our ice cream here in the center, and I'm going to attach our motor to it. And then I'm going to pack some ice around the device with a layer of salt about at the halfway point and also at the top. And then I'm going to let this run for an hour, and about every 15 minutes I'm going to add a little bit more ice to it, and I'm going to add a little bit more salt to it. After about an hour, the motor is going to start to slow down to a crawl. And that's how I know that the ice cream inside has gotten thick, and then we're ready to take it out and enjoy some fresh ice cream. And of course, take the rest of the ice cream and put it into a tin, or in our case, an ice cream pail that's used, and put it in the freezer and get it to set like a traditional ice cream. At the beginning, when you first take this out, it'll be ice cream, but it'll be a soft set. And of course, my kids absolutely love it at that point, so we'll try some at that point too. But the rest of it will freeze, and we'll enjoy for the next several weeks. So again, here I am just packing that ice in. That motor's just in there turning this, and we're going to do this for about an hour. So after an hour here, you take the electric motor off. It's got a lot of water in here, so as you can see, the container kind of pops up. I'm going to set a towel down. I'm just going to set it on the towel and kind of wipe it off. This container is pretty cold. I'm going to pop that top, and what I've got is a soft set raspberry ice cream, which I just love. I'm going to pull out the divider here that we churned it with. See if I can get the ice cream off it so we don't waste any. And then I'm going to put it into this used Kemp's ice cream pail that I cleaned out. These are always very handy pails to keep around. As you can see, it's kind of soft at this point, but again, once you put this in the freezer for an hour or two, it's going to be a real nice hard set. This recipe makes about 4 quarts, just perfect to fill one of these containers. This just looks great. It has a nice pink color to it. It's a real light ice cream. It's not heavy. Obviously, it's 100% natural, which is good. You just take a spoon here at this point for the soft set and put it into a couple of bowls, and the kids just love it. As you can see here, they're just grabbing it before I can hardly get it into the bowls. This is raspberry ice cream, folks. Homemade at its best. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Give it a try. I certainly like it. I'm going to fill this up here for myself, and then I'm going to sit down and have some raspberry ice cream while I put the lid on this and throw it in the freezer and let it set. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if you get a chance, like or subscribe to our channel, and we'll continue to produce great videos like this. Thank you, folks. You guys have a nice night. Peace.